there, loves. Welcome to Life's Just Cray. I'm Cate, and this is where we talk through real life situations that have you up until 2 a.m. talking with your bestie, like, okay, but what would you do though? Real situations, real talk, no fluff. My grandma always used to say that you could lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. And that's exactly how I move on this show. Everything I say comes from my own experience or my own thoughts. I'm not a professional, and I'm not here to tell you what to do. However, it might just help. Today, we're talking about parenting guilt, and I need every mother listening to stay with me all the way through this one before you decide how you want to feel about this.
I am a mother of two. My kids are 7 and 4, and by every visible measure, I am doing a good job. They are healthy and loved, and they go to bed every night knowing that their mother is there for them. I believe that on most days, and I still lie awake most nights convinced that I am failing them in ways I cannot fully articulate to anyone, including myself. The guilt started when I went back to work after my second was born. I had taken 4 months off, and when I returned, I told myself I was doing it for them, for the stability and the future and the kind of life I wanted to be able to give them. And all of that is true, every word of it. But it does not stop the feeling that washes over me every single morning when I drop them off and walk back to my car and sit there for a long moment before I can make myself drive away. Like I am choosing something over them, even when I know that is not what is actually happening. It is not just the working. It is everything, and it has been everything for a long time now. I feel guilty when I lose my patience and raise my voice over something small that did not deserve that kind of reaction. I feel guilty when I let them watch too much television because I am too depleted to do anything more creative or engaged. I feel guilty when I choose to go to bed at a reasonable hour instead of staying up to prepare something special for the next day. I feel guilty when I miss a school event because of a meeting that could not be moved. I feel guilty when I am physically in the same room as my children but mentally somewhere else entirely because work has followed me home again, and I cannot seem to close that door no matter how deliberately I try. I have started to notice that I apologize to my children more than I probably should. Not for anything serious, but for the small things. For being tired, for needing 5 minutes, for not being fully present in a moment when they wanted all of me and I only had part of myself available to give. My 7-year-old told me recently that I did not need to be sorry, and something about the way she said it, with such matter-of-fact certainty, made me feel both better and worse at the same time. My husband tells me I am a wonderful mother. My kids show me in the way kids show you things without words, by reaching for me first, by wanting to show me everything, by falling asleep in my arms like there is nowhere safer in the entire world. I know the evidence is there. I can see it, and I am grateful for it. And still the guilt does not care about the evidence. It just keeps showing up regardless, and I do not know how to make it stop, or whether it ever actually will. How do you stop feeling like you are failing your children when everything around you says that you are not?
I am going to say something to you right now that I need you to actually receive and not just listen past. You're not alone in this, not even close. I'm not a mother myself, but I've been raised by one. And I've watched enough mothers in my life, women I love and respect deeply, to know this with absolute certainty. I have yet to meet a single mother who doesn't feel exactly what you're describing. Not one. The guilt isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's actually a sign that you love those kids with everything that you have. Because mothers who don't care don't lie awake at night wondering if they're enough. That kind of guilt only lives in people who are genuinely trying and hold themselves accountable and to a standard that comes from a place of deep love. But here's what I want you to sit with, because I think it's the most important thing that I can say today. Your all does not have to be 100% every single day to count. Some days, your all is going to be 60%, and some it's going to be 70%. And some days, you're going to show up completely full, while others, you're going to be running on empty and doing the best you can with what you have left at the end of the long week. And that's okay. That's not failure. That's actually what it looks like to be a human being who's also a mother and a wife and also a professional. But above all, a person with her own needs that deserve to be met. And here's something I think people do not say enough when it comes to raising children. Your kids do not need to see you be perfect. They need you to be real. They need you to show them how to navigate the hard days and the tired days and the days when you raise your voice and then come back and say, I'm sorry, that wasn't my best moment. Because life is going to throw things at them that aren't sunshine and rainbows. And the most valuable thing that you can give them isn't a highlight reel of a mother who never struggles. It's a front row seat to a mother who struggles and keeps going anyway, who handles the hard things with composure, even when that composure is held together by the tiniest thread. One who models what it looks like to show up imperfectly and still show up completely. That's the lesson that will carry them further than anything else you could ever teach them in a perfect moment. And I want you to hear what I actually heard from you, because I don't think you fully took it in when you said it. Your children reach for you first. They want to show you everything. They fall asleep in your arms like there's nowhere safer in the entire world. Your husband is right there, and they still choose you. Not because you're performing some idealized version of motherhood, but because you're their person, their favorite person, the one whose presence makes everything feel okay. Kids see everything. They see when you're tired and when you're stretched and when you're giving them 60% instead of 100. And they're still choosing you every single time. That's not the behavior of children who feel failed. That's the behavior of children who feel loved. You're their favorite person. Let that be enough for today. Alrighty, loves. That's all I've got for you today, and you already know where to find me. Slide into the DMs with your situation, and you might just hear it on the next episode. And if this one hit home for you, share it with someone who needs it, because that is what we do. And remember, just because I've said this advice doesn't mean you have to take it. You're the maker of your own decisions, but you must also be willing to deal with the consequences of your actions if there are any. Until next time, take care of yourself.